Wrestling was a family business, and it wasn't something that we thought, yeah, I want to do that, or watching them on TV, I want to do that. It was understood that we were going to be wrestlers. That's what we wanted to do. That's what we geared our whole entire lives for, was to become wrestlers and to become champions. We wrestled in different countries. We weren't just wrestlers in the United States, or wrestlers in Mexico, or wrestlers in Japan, or wrestlers in all 3 different countries, and thrived in each one of those styles, because every style was different.
The Guerrero family, they're all fast, they're all knowledgeable, they know the wrestling sport, they know mat wrestling, they know stand-up wrestling, they know over the top rope, to the floor, they can do it all.
Every style that we needed to know, we learned. So really, we were taught at a young age to adapt to other wrestlers. Eddie was one of the pioneers of the cruiserweight style. I don't think cruiserweight is really a weight class, it's more of a style. When Eddie, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, when they went to WCW, came to WWE, they brought a style that nobody had really ever seen before. They were the showstoppers. Every single night they go out there and would tear the house down, and really brought notice to wrestling and changed the way we work today.
I am, pound for pound, the best wrestler here in WCW, because I know I'm not only your favorite wrestler, but I'm your favorite wrestler too.
The matches Eddie had with Ultimate Dragon were great at every continent that they wrestled on. Dragon was a great competitor. Every time he stepped in the ring, he brought it. He had a great style. He had a very Bruce Lee type style, a lot of kicks and high flying and stuff. And Eddie's style was like that also, but he could also out wrestle you.
Can't count Eddie out any position, Guerrero. He snapped that move in.
He really had the total package. And for them together, it was just a gel. You gelled with somebody. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's a big fight out there to have a good match. And Eddie with Ultimate Dragon, man, they just gelled. Growing up a Guerrero, we got treated differently. Wrestling was always part of our lives, as long as we can remember. It wasn't like we got into wrestling, or they introduced wrestling to us, later on when we were 10 years old. No, wrestling was always part of our lives. I mean, we grew up with a ring in the backyard. We didn't have a jungle gym. We had a wrestling ring in the backyard, and we just played it all the time. That was our swing set. My grandfather would be promoting at the El Paso Coliseum. Everybody knew where we were. Me and Eddie would be running around. The matches would be going on, and we'd be in one of the little VIP booths back then, or run around the halls, and it was a fun time. The Guerreros have been successful in every country, every organization that we've gone to, because early on, as little kids, they taught us wrestling from the basics. Wrestling, flying, brawling, every style that we needed to know, we learned. That was the family business, and that's what you did.
Get over here! Say a little grandma! Hi, Mom!
To finally see him succeed in WCW, and when we finally worked together and against each other, it was a dream come true. It was magic. He had such a loving heart, and that's what a lot of people didn't see on TV. And that's the kind of person Eddie was, He really followed the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Do unto others as you want done to yourself. He lived by that rule. Once you met him, it really did come across.
You're watching right now probably one of the most talented men in our sport ever, and I'm talking about Guerrero.
Eddie's style was very unique. Eddie was great at slowing it down when he had to, speeding it up when he had to, and really giving the fans what they wanted. Even though sometimes they don't know what they want, Eddie could read what they wanted and give it to them.
And Juventud gets his second win at just the right time.
Juventud Guerrero was a great wrestler and a great flyer. Eddie was great at getting the best out of somebody. So I think that's where they gelled well together. Eddie was a great ring general, as we call it. He was a great leader in that ring. He had his people right here, and that's what it's all about. Working with Eddie as Los Guerreros that's one of the highlights of my career. That was just so much fun every night. Not just our matches, but just in the locker room, interaction with the fans. We really just had fun out there, and I think that came across. One time we wrestled in LA, and Rob Reiner he's at ringside. After our match, we went in the back. He actually came backstage and wanted to congratulate us and said how much fun he had during our match, and it looked to him like we were having fun. And that's the key, you know, when we're out there enjoying ourselves and really believing it, well, that's when the fans, you know, really see it. You know, when we're having fun, they're having fun. And you know, to have somebody like Rob Reiner come back and, you know, shake our hands, that was, I knew we were doing something right. When we first started as Los Guerreros, you know, we were the bad guys. Everybody hated us. They could not stand us. And we did some vignettes, you know, the little promo pieces that you see on TV with us, you know, stealing the baby bottle and going golfing and cheating on our golf scores and, you know, all the different stuff like that. And we went from 1 week people booing the heck out of us to the next week we walked out and they cheered us. We went from this mean face to we smiled and started shaking hands and kissing babies. That was a lot of fun. Those were like the glory days of my career, really, because it was just to live our dream out as, you know, a tag team, or not only a tag team, but the WWE Tag Team Champions, and to be, you know, a big part of the show, and that was a lot of fun. It was great. Team Angle always posed a different challenge for Los Guerreros because Team Angle were legit all-American amateur wrestlers. And, you know, we'd done everything in the wrestling world, every part, every aspect of wrestling. But to get into the ring and wrestle two all-American wrestlers, it was tough. They wanted to go. They came ready to go. We'd have to psych ourselves up. Eddie and I would look at each other and just say, come on. We'd slap each other in the face a couple times and let's do it. We'd get in there and actually beat them up, you know. It was actually a lot of fun. The night we won the Tag Team Championships was a very special night because we achieved our goal as the Tag Team Champions of the world, and it was in Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, you kind of can't top that. That's like storybook right there, you know. Him and I had the tag belts on our shoulders, and that's when it kind of hit us, man. We're like, wow, we're the Tag Team Champions of the world, you know. It was a lot of fun. It was great.